everybody. It's really nice to be here with you today. Arlene has been telling me as we ate lunch and all of various of you in the room who are connected to the food bank in some way or another, and that a number of you went out and performed the rewarding task of sorting cabbages at some point. So I salute you for that. I have not yet been prevailed upon to sort cabbages or sweet potatoes, but we do a lot of that. So I hope that this will be enlightening to you and that it won't cover ground that has already been thoroughly tilled here. And if I say something that you really like, would you wave that napkin? That would be great. Thank you. Food Bank is 35 years old, founded in 1980 by one person. We had a little 3,500 square foot office in Cary. We have really grown a lot over the years. Now we are ranked 15th in food distribution among more than 200 Feeding America food banks nationally. That is a distinction we would very much like not to have. We would like for there not to be such a need in our community that our distribution has to be so big. We also have a 4-star rating from Charity Navigator for the past 7 years, which we're pretty proud of. Here's a quick summary of how we've grown. You may know our building now over on Tar Heel Drive. It's 40,000 square feet. It's not nearly big enough for what we need to be doing. We turn over the stock in the warehouse in 8 days or less. We serve 34 counties, 19,000 square miles, more than a third of North Carolina. Pretty astonishing when you think of it. The Raleigh branch on Tar Heel is our, I like to think of it as headquarters, although we have a little internal stuff about what we call it, because every branch is important. Our Durham branch is our second biggest one, I think. We just moved into a bigger facility last year. We have a branch in Greenville. Sand Hills, which Michael here manages for us. Wilmington, and then Newbern. So you can see, if you look at us on the map, we cover almost all of eastern North Carolina. We distribute food by the millions of pounds. The lowest number on that chart is 42.75 million pounds, which we gave out in our fiscal year 10-11. We run on the state fiscal year, July to June. It's gone up every year. This year we expect to exceed our record total last year of 53.6 million pounds. Increasingly we give out fresh produce. We have a very generous network of growers who donate to us, and so we're able to put fresh food in the hands of our partner agencies. Speaking of which, we work with more than 800 partner agencies. Most of these are faith-based. There's a listing of all of them on our website if you're curious about any particular county. They operate food pantries, soup kitchens, other direct forms of service to those who are in need. We have partners that are as big as the Salvation Army and as small as the St. Anna Free Will Baptist Church Harvest Ministry in Willow Springs, which I selected because it sounds pretty small to me. We offer them training in food safety and other support. And many of these agencies, especially in outlying counties, are real labors of love for one little old lady or two little old ladies or a handful of people at a church or a service group. So they really do operate out of the goodness of their hearts. We talk about hungry people in terms of food security or insecurity. I would wager that everybody in this room has a high degree of food security. Unfortunately, more than 650,000 people in our 34 counties don't. Food insecurity means that after you take into account all sources for food, food you buy, food you grow, food somebody gives you, government assistance, whatever, you're still likely to miss meals because you just don't have the resources to feed your family that way. A lot of people who are food insecure could be called working poor. Children, 212,000 kids who don't know if they're going to have supper tonight. Just lots of seniors, and then, as I said, they're working poor. Most people have, a lot of households have one adult who works. We also There's some language around choices. People make choices between whether to buy food or whether to buy medicine. These are obviously not choices. You would not make that choice if you didn't have to, but as you see, many of the people we serve are constantly having to trade off and make balances among their resources. If you recall, during this past winter when we had that succession of snow days for the kids in school, some people really enjoyed them. Because I'm on the food bank board, all I could think about was every day that they call off school, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of kids who are not going to get their breakfast and who are not going to get their lunch, and whose parents, with very few resources, are really going to be stretched. And so I, for one, was really happy when school cranked back up. Kids are the hardest part of this for me. The food bank has changed a lot over the years, as you might imagine. We talk now about going the last mile. It's pretty obvious what that means. We have trucks that will take food out to outlying counties and give it to agencies who don't have the resources to send somebody to the nearest branch to load up their station wagon or their pickup truck, or they don't have refrigeration or something like that. If there's not an agency somewhere, but there are people who are hungry, we help them. We are focusing a lot on children these days. School lunches aren't available when school's not in session, so the summer is a really challenging time for a lot of families around here. We have a number of programs that help children eat. We have kids cafes, which are after-school programs that provide a hot, balanced meal, help with homework, physical activity, and other coaching for kids. We have a summer meals program that operates in churches and community centers where kids can come and have a healthy hot meal when school's not in session. We also have a weekend Power Pack program. This is some other agencies run them. They call them Backpack Buddies. Children go home from school on Friday afternoon with a backpack filled with non-perishable food that is intended to be their meals for the weekend until school comes back. I am pretty sure that food is shared among the other people in the family. This year our goal is to serve 844,000 healthy, balanced meals to 9,200 kids, and we're going to get there. Here's a Kids Cafe shot. We are blessed with really robust corporate support for these programs. We won a 3-year grant from the Carolina Hurricanes last year to support 3 of our kids' cafes. John Deere has recently made a significant gift. I really like this program because it's more than just a meal. It's a really nurturing environment for kids after school. We're emphasizing nutrition more now. Feeding America, which is, the umbrella organization for all of our food banks, talks about foods to encourage. These would be more healthy, nutritionally dense foods like fresh produce, fresh fruit, things like that. And speaking of which, we'll hit 17 million pounds of fresh produce this year. We also have programs that are led from our branches to provide outreach about nutrition and healthy eating to the agencies and the clients that they serve. Another big term in the food bank world these days is shortening the line, which means just what it sounds like. We're the emergency food network. We serve people who need food. Those people are standing in line, so to speak. If we can shorten the line, if we can help people gain more resources, be more secure financially, manage their money and their resources better, there are fewer people in line. So we can back off from being number 15 in the nation in terms of deliveries. We would like nothing better than to help people not need us. We have incredible volunteers. They really help us keep the buses running over at the food bank. Last year, our volunteers contributed more than 170,000 hours of service to the food bank. That is the equivalent of 82 full-time employees. So you can see just how important they are. Volunteers sort all of the contributions from food drives. So that's really key. We have a number of signature events throughout the year. Feed the Need is a project that the News and Observer sponsors annually. It just wrapped up for this year. I have a soft spot for it. I was involved in creating it. Stamp Out Hunger is also known as the Letter Carriers Food Drive. This happened this past Saturday, I believe, and it yielded more than 400,000 pounds of food throughout our community. Sortarama is an event that kicks off our summer Meals and More fundraising program. It happens actually this Thursday. And then Heart of Carolina, you are probably aware of, is the annual Thanksgiving season food drive that ABC 11 has sponsored for many years. How can you help us? Give us some money. $1. We can turn $1 into 5 meals, which is extraordinary. 97 cents of every dollar that anyone gives us goes to services. We have incredibly low overhead, and we're very good stewards of our donors' dollars. You can volunteer, call us. We'd be happy to help you out with that. You can sponsor a food drive at your workplace, at your church, perhaps at your child's school. We also can do virtual food drives. We'll set up one on our website just for you. And so you could run it through Facebook or Twitter or whatever you choose and just send people to your very own virtual food drive website, and they can choose how they want to support it. It's really easy. The other thing I would really appreciate from all of you committed people in this room is to help us spread the word that hunger is a problem. It is a very real issue for a great many people in our community. It's really tempting and really easy to think that Raleigh, one of the best places to live in America, I firmly believe that, our knowledge economy, our booming downtown, our respected schools, all of those things are true, but it's also true that there are a number of people who live among us, who go to school with your children, who may go to church with you, who may work at your companies, who are food insecure. And you can help us raise that fact above the waterline. Other ways you can engage with us, we would be happy to show you around the warehouse. We can let you avoid the cabbages if you like. Our website is a great source of information. We're very transparent on our website. Our strategic plan is posted on it. Our goals for the year are updated quarterly. We welcome you to take a look and learn as much as you would like. And consider making us part of your family's philanthropy or your company's philanthropy. We will be very grateful. We'll put your dollars to excellent use, and we'll fulfill one of the Rotary goals of helping others among us. So, thank you. I really appreciate your attention, and we appreciate your support. If there are any questions, I would be happy to answer them or ask Arlene to answer them. Yes.
In your logo, you have those exempted areas on northeastern North Carolina and the southern foothills, sandhills, it looks like. Are they covered by other food banks?
The one in the top right-hand corner is the food bank of the Albemarle, serves that, and then the sort of the whole is the Fayetteville Food Bank. So I think there are 5 or 6 food banks that cover the state of North Carolina, and we all have service territories.
Thank you.
So it's quite a logo. It's a lot of info. Yes, sir.
I'm not clear how you get food in the rural communities where infirm people or elderly confined to their homes and so forth, spread out through all these rural counties.
Right.
How does that work?
For example, our food bank trucks would load up and go to pick a county, Craven County, for instance, and generally we have a central meeting place where people from the First Baptist Church Food Pantry in that town or other organizations like that, Meals on Wheels or Services for Seniors or something like that, they would come to us and we give them the food. And then they either prepare it or distribute it to people in their homes or through, a meal service at the church, for instance. So we do serve some people directly when there's no one else to serve them, but our function primarily is to serve these agencies. We collect gazillions of pounds of food and we parcel it out using a fair share formula to agencies throughout our 34 counties. Yes, sir.
Who was this person who started the food bank?
Barbara Oates was the first executive director. It was a group of people who were committed to hunger, and I think Christ Church had some members. But Barbara Oates, she was a part of the founding people, and she served as the first executive director. Who's still here?
Yes, ma'am.
I think your idea of having more fresh produce is wonderful, both for the nutrition and just the dignity of having the things that other folks have. How do you connect with the fresh produce and how are you able to maintain that? I mean, that must be a whole different ballgame than canned goods and foods. And
Yes.
how can you get more people involved in helping you with the fresh products?
We have giant walk-in refrigerated spaces at the Raleigh warehouse and at the other warehouses, and we receive delivery of mostly donated produce from growers in the area. On occasion, we will buy at a deep, deep discount in excess of some form of produce, and we bring it in, we check it over, that would be the cabbage sorting, and then partner agencies are able to come and get it and distribute it to the people they serve. Yes, sir.
How do you determine what to distribute? If I'm the First Baptist Church in Craven, do I order 100 pounds of potatoes and 200 pounds of tomatoes, or y'all just show up with a variety of things in some proportion?
Arlene, it's a combination, right?
It's a combination, yes.
The agencies that are able to come to one of the warehouses can shop the warehouse, meaning they go through and can select from our stocks of peanut butter or rice or whatever we happen to have. They can pull what they know or believe the people that they serve would like. With some of the others, we'll take requests by phone, and sometimes when we have a lot of something, we give it to a lot of people. So sweet potato season is a good example of that. Everybody gets sweet potatoes in the fall. They are nutritionally dense, yes.
I'm curious if you know more about the Backpack Buddies program. A kid will take literally a backpack home of cans or just what? And I know a lot of Rotary clubs are very involved in Backpack Buddies, and there have been awards given to Rotary clubs for what they've done in this area, but I don't know the details of how they work.
They're mostly run from schools, and the idea of the backpack is that it's a dignified way for a kid to be able to take food home without carrying a paper bag or a plastic bag and having everyone know that he or she is in need of this program. Typically they're sponsored. There's a sponsor for, at the school, so the PTA would sponsor it or something like that. And it's shelf-stable food like applesauce. I'm not sure if they do shelf-stable milk or not, but we do our best with our resources to make sure that it's not junk.
Well, Reagan, because I do this at our church, there's a menu that they publish, and so if you shop for a backpack, it's like 2 carton containers of milk, 2 of juice, 2 meat cans, 2 fruits, 2 vegetable cans, cereal or some dry goods. So it's all the meals, and it's all, like she said, it's non-perishable. But there's a shopping list, so the backpack has, probably 15, 16 items in it that will last the weekend.
Right. And we're happy to help people start these at schools and things. If you perceive a need, call us, we'll help you out. So, thank you very much. I appreciate your interest.